Yo, guys, what's going on? It's October 14th. It's on a Wednesday, and we just got here in Linfen. It's a very small city in Shanxi, and we just escaped Qingdao, literally, because there was a small mini outbreak of the COVID-19. So there were 6 cases total discovered on the first day. I think on October 10th, and then we flew in on October 11th or so. And then as soon as there were like 6 cases discovered, they actually tracked down I think it happens at the hospital, and then as soon as it happened, they tracked down basically everybody in the vicinity within, I don't know, the radius of I don't know the exact radius, but then the vicinities of the hospital. So anybody who, for some reason, like my buddy just told me, for some reason they can track anybody's movement, like anybody within that passed by vicinity. They were actually tested as a priority. So a group of, I don't know, I don't have the exact number, but they were prioritized to get tested first. And then the rest of the Qingdao population, around, I think it's 6 million. So they already tested within 4 or 5 days, already 5 million or so. And then yeah, their goal is within 5 days they're going to test the entire city, make sure nobody else is infected, so everything is under control. So that's pretty effective, mobilizing the testing facilities. So each community has their little testing center, and then everybody is obligated to actually make that test within 72 hours or so. And when we flew in, it was October 11th, and then we got all the news and stuff. We all need to get tested on October 12th, and I believe I got tested yesterday, October 13th. And then they only would call you when you are tested positive, and other than that, and they're not gonna call you. So that's more like a more simplified test. So you can see this outbreak, how severe. I mean, how severe they tackle this issue, and within 5 days they tested. They will. I think we're still within the 4 days after the outbreak, and we tested already 5 million or so officially, and we're still at number 6 cases. Initially there were 6 cases, and I tracked down everybody, and then still after 4 days or so, still 6 cases. So they're pretty efficient, and so I was able to escape. I thought they're gonna give me a lot of trouble at the train station, and then I was unable to continue my work. So that was I'm not afraid of that virus and stuff. It's just the hassle. Maybe you get either, I was afraid being quarantined and unable to continue my work, or they needed more testing and stuff. So in that case, I was able to leave Qingdao and then travel to another city, as long as your barcode is still green, so you're all good. So their tracking system is pretty well organized, and that whole process is pretty good. So now I got tested, and I had to go there, and then my initial thought was oh my God, I mean, how is the Western media gonna report all this stuff again? And they're gonna probably twist all the stories, and then make it very negative, and then probably find some past footages of something, and then make it sound like it's a armageddon here, the world is coming to an end in China, or I don't know, and they're hiding all that stuff, information again. Western media is going to report there's only 6 cases, but then they're lying. There should be 6 million cases, and you have on a daily basis you have in the US, I don't know, 60 fucking thousand cases, and nobody's giving a shit about this, and it's all good. That's democracy, because you have 60,000 cases in a day. Great. And China and Qingdao, they have 6 cases, and it's like a punishment, you know. It's like, oh my god, they're lying again. They have 6 cases. That's impossible. They should have 6 million cases. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, that's how Western media kind of reacts. Whatever happens to China, even when they control everything pretty well, and then everything is under control, everything's good, and people follow the protocol, and they can contain the virus and what have you. Yet Western media is like going to report the opposite. So there's not much you can actually do. Like, no matter how good it is, they're gonna report always like negatively, you know, for Western medias. So here's another fuck you to Western media. So what else happened? So I'm glad I'm here. So what else? Testing went pretty well. My work went okay. The only thing I was afraid is like that I couldn't continue my travel and continue my work and stuff. But then I'm actually safe and sound here at the next destination here in Shanxi, and I'm gonna finish my work here and travel back to Shanghai and continue to work. I hope, because sometimes when there's an outbreak somewhere, they're gonna, they will always ask you if you have been to that area, and then they give you some restriction, or maybe you need to get tested. So I'm not a big, oh, by the way, I'm not a big fan of these testing, because my first test, they poked that fucking swab through my nose, almost like poking my brain actually, and I came out crying, like tears coming out. So it was like this terrible, you know. They literally actually touch your brain with that fucking swab. So when I was in Qingdao, when they told us like you need to get tested for the COVID thing, I was scared. I told myself I'm gonna fucking kill myself before doing this. But then, luckily, it was like more like a mild, like COVID test. It was not like those, like, I don't know why they poke your nose, like when they can take samples from your mouth. The second test, the COVID test I had, was more like a mild, like saliva, like sampling basically. So not poking. That was good. Even like last time when I get my test in Shanghai, they actually poked like really deep into your throat. Yeah, that was terrible. But this time it was like just like here on the side, you know, like a little saliva testing, and that was okay. So yeah, and that was for the testing. Other than that, you know, I think everything that came to my mind is like, how is the Western media going to report about this? Like the whole thing is just like, from testing to the outbreak, the virus, how the government handles it. They're always like Western medias are very creative. I mean, they use past footages and then turn it into very negative, or they film something, and they're very creative into turning things like anything into negative news, you know, about China. So very creative. We have yet to learn from Western medias. They're the masters of liars. So another FU to Western media. So all right, that's another rant. I'm going to show you a little bit some of the footage that I took when I did the tests, just a little bit at that community in Qingdao where I got tested. So basically they have, I don't know how many communities they have. So each district or community has their own testing center. Like even within a small community, so not like, so within like, I don't know, within the vicinity of like a kilometers or 500 meters. So they have their own community that you get your address. Like, I don't know. I think my colleague, he is a local Chinese. He actually, not Google it, he Baidu'd it, or somebody told him, or somewhere in the news that you can check where the testing center is, and he went there. We went there, and it went actually pretty quick. I thought we had to wait like what for 2 hours and stuff, but then it was only like took less than it was pretty quick. Took less than 20 minutes, so it was good. Didn't waste my time. I didn't have to wait for like hours, so it's pretty efficient. So, all right, here's another video. See you guys later. So I'm actually in Qingdao right now because of the outbreak. They're gonna test pretty much the entire city. So each community has like a testing center or like a place. So where you have to register and then get tested here. So pretty much everyone. So even I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen for foreigners. So we'll see.
哦，我们现在来这边青岛做过核酸检测了。
Oh, by the way, like I can totally imagine like Western media is gonna send some douchebag to Qingdao just for this shit, and then film this guy and then pretend like he's fucking escaping, like from what Qingdao, like some downtown, like, and then escape to like the airport and just like pretend he's like escaping, and then put some narratives on it, and boom, you have like a fake story. Like Western media is like, well, back then it was like very creative, but now we all get this, it's all fake, you do this all the time, so we're tired of this, keep doing this. It's actually becomes more like a comedy. So